YouTube family. This is AD, your success coach. That's right. I am your success coach. And every day when we come on here to do this live, thank you, Quatra. Thank you so much. Every day when we come on here to do this live, we have two goals that are really, really simple. The first goal is that we are building a sense of connectedness and community where we come together, we love on each other, we support each other. The second goal is that we always have a discussion that is designed to be empowering and impactful at some meaningful level. So today is not unlike any other day. So welcome in. So glad to have you with us. I truly appreciate you. Thank you so much. There's our illustrious Janae. Janae is one of our moderators here on YouTube. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Welcome in. We're going to get our day started. If y'all are ready to get this thing started, put ready in the chat. Put ready in the chat. Let's go. Put ready in the chat. Put ready in the chat. And so I want to, as we start off, I want to go ahead and acknowledge and thank our wonderful moderators. We have Fine Wine and Mimi. Fine Wine, Mimi, y'all just kind of wave up here so everybody can see you really, really quickly so we can love on you. We appreciate you for being up in here. Thank you so much, Janae. Janae is our moderator on YouTube. Mimi and Fine Wine are our moderators on TikTok. So we're going to be simulcasting as always on both platforms. We truly appreciate each and every one of you. You guys keep this place safe for us. So thank you so much. We love you. We love you. If you go ahead and start to share this live out, that would be wonderful because we've already hit our 10K goal. So go ahead and let's share this out and share and repost and do all of that kind of good stuff. Good to see you on. Fine Wine. Welcome in. Welcome in all our beautiful people. Today is day 2 of a talk that we started yesterday, and I'm not going to keep you long. See how I do that? Watch this. Watch this. I'm not going to keep you long. I promise you I won't. Thank you so much, everybody, for sharing out the live. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. You all are absolutely spectacular. And so we started off yesterday with our talk on whispering to your subconscious, how to speak to yourself in a way that creates transformational healing emotionally and physically. That's right, emotionally and physically. It's my name. It's AD Roberts. It's AD Roberts. And so thank you so much for being up in here. And if you are a newbie in here, yes, excellent. You're most welcome. If you are a newbie in here, whether you're here on YouTube or on TikTok, if you are a newbie, just simply put newbie in the chat. Just put newbie in the chat. Do that so that we can love on you. We can acknowledge you for being here. Thank you so much because y'all could have been anywhere, but you chose to hang out with us, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you. Good. I see you in here, Monica. Good. Excellent. Thank you. So glad to have you up in here. Israel, glad to see you in here. Y'all love on Israel. Israel is a newbie. Any other newbies up in here? Come on in here. Good to see you. Hey, Mo. Welcome in, Mo. So glad to have you up in here. Welcome, Mo. Y'all love on Mo, too. We so glad to have you up in here. Welcome in. Good day, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world, because we have some people that come from South Africa. We have people from all over the place. Thank you so much. Awesome. All right, Lady D, good to see you on. Glad to have you up in here. Thank you, Mo. For that, for the roses. I truly appreciate you. We welcome all of our newbies. So let's go ahead. We're gonna get our topic going. And so I'm going to do a little quick recap for those that were not here on yesterday. Weren't here yesterday, but we're going to kick this thing off. So our conversation literally begins with an honest acknowledgement that most people speak to themselves in ways that they would never speak to someone that they love. And so, what we're talking about is how you speak to yourself. You have power. How you speak to yourself is so important. That internal dialogue that's going on, it means absolutely everything. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you. Glad to have you on, Sammy. It's so important. And because it's that important, I I thought it would make sense for us to spend some time to get into this conversation in a deep kind of way, because everything, it matters so much. Thank you for grabbing that daily heart, man. I truly appreciate you. It matters so much that we understand how that internal dialogue shapes us mentally, spiritually, emotionally. But here's the thing. Sometimes the way we speak to ourselves, it literally sabotages our emotional and physical well-being. And so the beauty about this moment is that the subconscious mind is always listening, always learning, and always responding to the language that we whisper into it, knowingly or unknowingly. Because remember, our subconscious mind is always listening. Our subconscious mind, it loves the familiar. And because the subconscious mind it loves the familiar, it tends to acquiesce to that which we know the most, what we've experienced over and over and over again. And so the language that we speak to ourselves often reflects the language that we grew up in. It reflects the language that the language and the culture of the people that we were born into, our tribe, our parents, so our parents, our cousins, our neighbors, the people that were around us most often in our formative years. And so if you notice, the more the people that you hang around the most, or you're around the most, you wind up hearing yourself. You wind up hearing them in yourself. And so when it comes to healing and restoring your emotional and your physical self, it is important that we're mindful of the words that we speak to ourselves, because the words that you speak have power. And so, as a clinically certified hypnotherapist, I understand that the power of the subconscious mind is going to determine everything about you. It is going to determine, in fact, 95% of what you and I both experience as reality is systemic of the subconscious mind. And because it is systemic of the subconscious mind, our thoughts, the thoughts we have, the words we speak, the actions we take, the emotions that we experience, they literally, they literally shape this world that you and I experience every single day. What was it that struck you, Antoine? Put it out there. And so the joy of today's theme, it literally rests in the revelation that when a person learns to speak to themselves with clarity, intentionality, and emotional truth, the body and their life begins to heal in ways that feel absolutely miraculous. And so we're talking about the miraculous. And I'm just doing a recap from yesterday so that I can bring everybody forward so that we can launch where we, pick up where we left off. Understanding the challenge, why our inner voice has become so loud, critical, and chaotic. Many people have inherited the self-talk, that was never theirs to begin with, echoing old criticisms, old fears, old doubts, old trepidations, old stories, shame, generational wounds, all of that stuff. It continues to show up. So emotional and physical pain are amplified when the subconscious is conditioned to expect struggle, danger, all of that. And so in this world, and this is huge, and this is where we spent a large part of the time yesterday, literally in one phrase that I'm about to drop. Hey, Dana, good to see you on here, Dana. The modern world, this world trains our mind to be overstimulated, reactive, and self-doubting, creating internal noise that makes healing difficult. I'm going to say that again. And thank you, Step, for that daily heart me. I really want you to get this, especially if you weren't here on yesterday, because this is transformational right here. The modern world trains the mind to be overstimulated. Everywhere around us, we are so accustomed to being stimulated. We're always doing something. We always have a phone in our hands. We're always watching television. We're always scrolling social media. We're always having conversations. We're always doing the thing. Good to see you on. Good to see you on. Love and light to you. And as you come in, make sure you grab those daily heart me's. Thank you, Mimi, for the finger hearts. I truly appreciate it. If this is your first time in, please let us know that you're a newbie by putting newbie in the chat. I truly appreciate it, so that we can love on you if we haven't already acknowledged you. All right. So this this state of overstimulation where we're constantly engaged in conversations, constantly engaged on our devices, on our phones. Hey, Step, y'all love on Step for me. Step is a newbie. Step is a newbie. Nessie is a newbie. Y'all love on our newbies. Amara is a newbie. Welcome in. If this is your vibe, this might be your tribe, and hopefully you'll come around and hang out with us some more. So I truly appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, that screen addiction. And here's the thing. It is that it is the dopamine hits that we get. It's the dopamine hits that we get from being the instant gratification from being on social media and all of that beautiful stuff. Oh, that's beautiful, Natalie. I'm glad to hear that. That's a wonderful thing. So again, it trains the mind to be overstimulated and reactive because we're always looking outside of ourselves because we're trained to be always being engaged and looking outward. And as we're always looking outward, we wind up being more reactive. And because we're reactive, we wind up doubting ourselves because our focus is not on the inside, it is focused on the outside. So that external stimulation that we get addicted to, it causes us to keep our focus outside of us. And see, here's a thing that is very foundational to our conversation. Where our focus goes, energy flows, and where energy flows, manifestation follows. I'm going to say that again. Where your focus goes, energy flows. And where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. Hey, Luna, good to see you on. Welcome in, welcome in. And let me plant this. Let me plant this seed really, really quickly. And this is for my newbies. You guys come on up here to the front real quick. We live in an energetic universe. And because we live in an energetic universe, this energetic universe has a language. And you might say, well, AD, well, what is that language? That language is frequency. Write that in the chat. That language is frequency, vibrational frequency. And so that frequency, you say, well, where the heck does it come from? Well, in part, it comes from us. This frequency, this language that the universe speaks, in part, it comes from us. It comes from the thoughts we have, the words we speak, the actions we take, and the emotions that we experience. What happens with those things, those four things, what I like to call the protocols of alignment, they create a resonance, and that resonance is vibrational, and that resonance, it is projected out into the quantum field. And the quantum field then receives it, and it is reflected back to us as what you and I experience as reality. So again, where your focus goes, energy flows. Where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. And so here's the really tough part about being addicted to our devices, being addicted to looking outwardly all of the time. Because as we're often looking outward, we're never looking inward. And as we're looking outward, it causes us to be more reactive because we're always being stimulated by something that is external. Always. And so we very seldom have the time or the moment or the awareness to look within. Because in this world, when you have a world that is literally reflective of what's going on inside of you, because if the thoughts you have, the words you speak, the actions you take, and the emotions that you experience, they create those protocols of alignment. All of that comes from within now. We're constantly projecting out a signal. Constantly, that signal, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, we're projecting that signal. And so what that reflects what that reflects is the universal law of correspondence. Universal law of correspondence reminds us that as within, so without, as above, so below, as it is in the east, so shall it be in the west. And so because of that universal law, it really just represents the fact that everything that you and I are experiencing outside of us is just a reflection of what's going on internally. And so, yet again, if the life that we're not in, that we're living, if we're not enjoying that life, what that says is that the reality that we're experiencing is a reflection of what's going on the inside. We're so trained to look outside of ourselves that we look to address the things that we're experiencing with our hands outside, when in actuality, the way that we address it is on the inside. Does that make sense, everybody? If that makes sense, because that's foundational for our conversation, and it's foundational every day for our conversation. And so if it makes sense, please put yes in the chat If it makes sense to you, put yes in the chat. If you understand, put yes in the chat. If not, say, hey, AD, I'm trying to understand. I'm really trying to get a hold of this thing. So let me know. All right, good, good, good. Thank you, Britt. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Jazz. And welcome back. That's our folks from the continent. Good to see you in here. Welcome back. So glad to have you in here. And so again, since our modern world, it trains the brain for the overstimulation, for us to be reactive, it creates an internal noise. It creates an internal noise that internal noise, it makes healing difficult. So transformational healing begins the moment a person becomes aware. Awareness is everything. Awareness is everything. That's why we're having this conversation. That's why we're having this talk. Hey, Nikki, good to see you on. And as we're having this conversation, the goal is to create a certain level of awareness, not just, just us having a conversation, but awareness within. I want you to be more cognizant of what's going on internally, because if you're cognizant of what's going on inside and the reality that you're facing is a reflection of what's going on inside, that means you have a deeper understanding of why the world that you are encountering is the way it is. And if you want to change the world that you're looking at, the world that you're experiencing, you understand that you don't change it by doing stuff outside. You begin the process by addressing what's going on internally. And awareness is the first step. Awareness is the first step. Transformational healing it begins the moment a person becomes aware of their inner language and shaping their emotional reality and their physical health. So when you're aware of how you speak to yourself, how many of us, and this is a tough part, how many of us find ourselves talking to us in a negative tone? We were talking yesterday and we said, man, I shouldn't have done that dumb stuff. Man, I'm so stupid. Anybody ever use those words? Anybody ever talk to themselves? And as you talk to yourselves, you sound like the tribe that you came from. You sound like the tribe. You sound like your family. You sound like the folks that were around you. And so thank you. Thank you for your transparency. And so with that being the case, there's this internal dialogue that is reflective of the community that we've always been around and how it has shaped us. That's how we continue to experience what we experience over and over and over again. Whew, boy, it's getting hot up in this thing. Boy, I might need to go turn that heat down. I might need to do that. So here we go. The subconscious mind, the silent architect of emotional and physical reality. Let's go ahead and share, because we're just doing a recap so we can catch everybody up on where we are. The subconscious receives emotional tone before it receives literal meaning. That's a big one. That's big. That's big. Your subconscious mind is always listening. If you're going to take some notes, write that down. Your subconscious mind is always listening. And as a clinically certified hypnotherapist, that's one of the reasons why I do what I do. That's one of the reasons why I chose the modality that I chose to empower the lives of people. I'm a teacher and I'm a healer. As a teacher and a healer, I understand that the most powerful aspect of ourselves is our subconscious mind, because 95% of what we experience as reality is systemic of that. It's systemic of the subconscious mind. That's where the thoughts we have, the words we speak, the actions we take, and the emotions that we experience. And so that's what we're dealing with. So again, the subconscious, it receives emotional tone before it receives the literal meaning. What does that mean? Just like we used to say, it's not what you say. It's what's the rest of it? It's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And so it's important what you say. But how you say it is really important, because how you say it has energy behind it. How you say it oftentimes has emotion. Write this down. What you say often is infused with emotion. What you often say is infused with emotion. And because it is infused with emotion, there's direction there. And this is why we get offended when somebody says, when they talk to us like they done lost their minds. Because when you say a particular thing in a particular way, how you say a thing is infused with an emotion. But what is emotion? Emotion is what? Emotion is energy in motion. That's how we define it. Emotion is what? Energy in motion. Because emotion is energy in motion. That means it is constantly moving. It is constantly shaping. And so when we begin to thank you for that daily heart, me man. When you're constantly making decisions based upon your emotional state, when you're living in a place of your emotions, that puts you in a season where you're making decisions based on your circumstances and not your destiny. See, your circumstances are temporary, your circumstances are present moment, it is in the now. And so it's also very fleeting, because as we move from moment to moment to moment, it is changing. And as it changes, so does your emotional state change. And so before your subconscious mind even grapples with the meaning of what you're saying, it intuits and interprets what you said by the tone in which you say it. So when you're talking to yourself, here it is. When you're talking to yourself and you're looking to there's power in your tongue. Let's go. Let's face some stuff here. Thank you, man, K, for sharing out the live. There's power in your tongue. There's power. There's either life. You can either speak life to yourself, or you can speak the other thing to yourself. And you have to realize that the tone that you're speaking to yourself in oftentimes wasn't even yours. The tone and the words that you use and how you speak to yourself typically is reflective of the community that you were raised in, your tribe, your family members, your parents, the people that you were around, the school, the neighborhood, your closest people to you. And so I don't want to get too long-winded in that. So the subconscious speaks the language of repetition, imagery, and emotion, and identity, not logic. The subconscious mind creates physical responses from emotional messages. Now, this is a big one. This is a big one. No, I'm glad you up in here, man, Cave. I'm glad you up in here. And listen, as I always like to say, if this is your vibe, this might be your tribe. And I hope you continue to connect with us and come here, because we're here every day, Monday through Friday from 12 to 2. And this is what we do. All right, so here we go. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. The subconscious creates physical responses from emotional messages, illustrating how self-talk influences blood pressure, inflammation levels, energy, digestion, sleep, immunity, all of that stuff. Literally, how you speak to yourself and so in the spiritual tradition of Christianity, soon to be Monday through Thursday. When your internal dialogue, when you recognize how powerful it is that you can either speak life to yourself, or you can speak illness, sickness, and disease over yourself. When you speak those things, just like, and the emotional part of it, because see, what did I say? Emotion is energy in motion. And energy in motion, it has an effect on the physical body. Energy has an effect on the physical body because we live in an energetic universe. And the language of the universe is frequency, is vibrational. So when you have a particular tone and you speak to yourself internally a particular way, and you call yourself stupid for making that dumb decision, when you call yourself, all of these other things, and you talk to yourself in a way that is not in alignment with helping you to become the better version of yourself, but you speak to yourself in a tone that doesn't help, doesn't grow, doesn't nurture, but it condemns, it defines, it delineates, it makes you feel a little bit smaller. And so you've grown so accustomed to it, because the subconscious mind, it loves the familiar. It loves repetition. So you wind up saying the same things over and over and over again, very passively, very, very simply to yourself. Man, that was dumb. Man, you keep making the same stupid decisions. And so as you're talking to yourself that way, that emotion in and of itself has an effect on your physical body. And that's where, and you hear me talk about epigenetics and all of those things. And so literally, those things can change the way you feel. Just like, like when you fall in love and when you feeling all good and fuzzy, what happens? That emotional state, you can feel it in your body. You know what love feels like. You know what anger feels like. And so therefore, that emotion, that energy and motion is heading in a particular direction. And that energy and motion, it causes a reaction in the physical body. And because it causes a reaction in the physical body, you wind up having an experience. You wind up having an experience that is very, very different. You wind up having an experience in your body where that energy gets lodged. So when you have trauma, when you have hurt, when you have disappointment, that trauma and hurt is just not mental, it's emotional. And because it's emotional, it's energy and motion, and that energy has to go somewhere. And that energy gets lodged into the physical body. And so listen, so definitely, Dana, definitely have to do better. You definitely have to do better. And so as you love on yourself, it means so much for you to do that. So from a quantum perspective, this reflects the truth. The observer effect, it shapes outcome, meaning that our inner commentary influences how our reality collapses into form. So you remember, and when we start talking about the quantum field, thank you, Jabs. Thank you for those roses. In the quantum field, every iteration of you exists. Every version of you, every version of me exists. The happy you, the sad you, the rich you, the broke you, the sick you, the healed you, the happy, the sad. All of these different iterations of you live concurrently in the quantum field. And by virtue of your focus, or what we call the observer effect, it literally collapses the timeline onto the one. And as it collapses the timeline onto the one, you experience that as your reality. And that reality is based upon the vibration that you're emitting. So that emotional, that vibration that you're emitting, it is your focus, because where your focus goes, energy flows. Where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. So when you're stuck in a season where you're constantly having a negative dialogue internally, and you wonder why you're experiencing the life that you're experiencing, what winds up happening, that negative internal dialogue, create the thoughts that you're having, the words you speak, the actions you take, and the emotions that you experience, it creates that resonance that we've been talking about. And that resonance is projected out into the quantum field. The quantum field then reflects it back to us as reality. And so when you want to change that reality, you have to change the internal dialogue. Just that simple. Thank you. When you change, thank you, Sammy. I truly appreciate that. Thank you, Sammy. I don't know what just happened over there. This is, because we're kind of new over here. Y'all, excuse me, y'all. We're kind of new over here on YouTube, and so I'm learning what that is. I don't know what that is. I see that it says 1999. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a gift. I don't know what. Maybe you gonna have to school me, Sammy, because we just started going live on here. And Stacy says, I've been practicing complete forgiveness for everything, complete grace for all my mistakes. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Frodo. You live. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Well, thanks. See, I'm learning something new, Sammy. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Listen, Sammy's over here giving gifts over here on YouTube, and it's like $20. I didn't know what it was. I just saw this big orange bubble pop up. But thank you so very much. I truly appreciate you. I'm learning. That is kind of cool, isn't it? That's really cool. Let's keep going. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Our family over here on TikTok is like, you've earned it. You've earned it. So thank you, Sammy. They giving the shout outs over here, over here on TikTok for what you're doing over there, Sammy. So thank you. All right. So let's keep going. And so the Odu, it teaches that internal alignment produces external harmony. I'm gonna say it again. Oh God, don't do it. Don't do it, Mimi. Somebody did the Salmon. Somebody did the what's the movie, y'all? Come on now, don't make me do it. I'm having a moment. I'm having a moment. What's the movie? Come on now. With Sammy, man, say Sammy. Sinners, yeah, sinners, yeah, sinners. So they having fun over at TikTok. We always cut up, so you have to get accustomed to us, Sammy, because we really do, we really do cut up all of the time. Dinah says, "Can you give examples of positive self-talk when we make a mistake?" Oh, yeah, that's good. And that's a good thing. Right there, that's a good question, Dinah. Right now in this moment, one of the things that you can do, you just simply say, you know what? That's okay. Yes, you made a mistake. You made a mistake. It's okay. We learn from it. We learn from it. We grow from it. I love myself for it. because from that mistake that I just made, I won't do that again. So no, that's a beautiful question. That's a beautiful question, Dinah. Thank you. All right. And so that thing that the Holy Odu it was teaching is that inner alignment produces external harmony, and this is begins with that internal language that we've been talking about. And so also when you start from the spiritual tradition of Christianity, one of the things that it says is that according to your faith, be it unto you. According to your faith, be it unto you. According to that faith, what does that mean? What does that according to your faith be it unto you? It literally mirrors the subconscious principle that what you accept as truth becomes embodied. What you hold as true, it is embodied. It's embodied. How inner language shapes the body, the emotional physical connection, and that's huge. It's huge. Thank you, CJ. It's huge. It's huge. It's huge. And listen, I would implore many of you to go back and watch yesterday, because we really spent a lot of time. I'm just recapping. Literally, I'm just recapping what we touched upon yesterday, and so that we can get to our main talk today. Every thought carries an electromagnetic signature, and that subconscious broadcast. Oh no, wait a minute. I didn't mark it. This is where we are today. We're right there. We're right there. We're right there. So we're good. This is perfect timing. Good, 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 good. So listen. So now I get to say, if you're ready for part 3, put 3 in the chat. Put 3 in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. If you're ready for part 3, put 3 in the chat. That's right. Yeah, I love that. I love that, Janae. Yeah, congratulate yourself on recognizing what no longer serves. Yeah, that's huge. Excellent. Thank y'all so much. Put 3 in the chat. Put 3 in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. All right. How inner language shapes the body, the emotional physical connection. And you hear me talk about the emotional physical connection. You hear me talking about epigenetics all of the time, and how you want to impact yourselves, and how when you change the environment, you change the gene. When you change the environment, you change the gene. When you change the environment of the physical body, you change how a gene expresses itself. And I want you to understand that there is a direct connection, not just a correlation, but a direct connection between your emotional state, your energy, and how, yes, epigenetics. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, we're going to get into that. Oh, you're in the right place, Sammy. We're going to get into it again. Here we go. Every thought carries an electromagnetic signature. What do I say? The thoughts you have, the words you speak, the actions you take, and the emotions that you experience, it creates a resonance. It creates a resonance, and that resonance is frequency. It is a frequency. It is vibrational. And that is an energetic signature, an electromagnetic signature. And the subconscious mind broadcasts these signals throughout the body. And so because it broadcasts throughout the body, there's a response to it. Watch this. The body is constantly listening too. So just as the subconscious mind is listening, so is the body. So that's why, this is masterclass stuff here, CJ. Thank you. So when the body is listening, the body is always listening. The body is always listening. So subconsciously, the subconscious mind is listening. The body is listening. When you have an emotional experience, like everybody knows what anger feels like. If you know what anger feels like, put yes in the chat. So you understand. Everybody understands, and it's solidly understood how and what, when you have an emotion, that emotion is felt. Because emotion is what? Energy and motion. And so let me help you with a couple of other things and why you begin to experience that. Because when you are in a particular emotional state or a state of consciousness, that particular emotional state, it not only changes you from an energetic standpoint, but it influences you biochemically. For example, when you are stressed, Anybody ever heard of a of a neurochemical or hormone called cortisol? Anybody ever heard of cortisol? Cortisol is a response. It is a neurochemical that is response. It is a response to stress, and so that thank you, Sammy. So what happens when you're in that heightened state of stress? What begins? There you go. You're right. Big inflammation in the body. Well, what happens when cortisol gets released into your bloodstream? Inflammation, cardiovascular stuff, cardiovascular events, all kinds of things. And so when you live in a constant state of stress, you're constantly releasing cortisol into your bloodstream. So what we're saying here, when you say every thought carries an electromagnetic signature and the subconscious broadcasts that signal throughout the body listens to the emotional tone beneath every whisper that is made internally, creating biochemical shifts that match the message. So when you are having negative internal dialogue and experiencing negative external dialogue too, that's why when people talk crazy to you, you can feel the energy of their words before you intuit or interpret internally what their words mean. You can feel the energy of it. That's why the old folks used to say, that's why the old folks used to say, it ain't what you say, baby. It's how you say it. It ain't what you do. It's how you do it. And the how you do it is the representative of the emotional state in which you cast those words or you cast that action. And so when you do that, it literally shows up physically in your body. So self-talk that carries fear produces cortisol. Self-talk that produces fear creates cortisol. So when you're in a constant state of negative conversation with yourself, that's why. And see, Sammy, you just put it out there. I thank you. Biochemically, because you're releasing all these neurochemicals or these biochemicals into the bloodstream, your body is having a natural response to those chemicals. And that natural response to the cortisol, it is creating all kinds of maladies. So when you're sitting here, you think you're sick because something is wrong with you. No, what's wrong with you is the environment of the body that you've created for yourself unconsciously. Sammy says, I've destroyed my body because of heightened levels of cortisol, biochemical shifts that match the message. Right. Even the unconscious thoughts are still producing the same feelings every time. That's exactly right. Exactly right, Janae. Even unconsciously. And see, this is the tough part. And this is why what I do as a hypnotherapist is so important, because it is on autopilot. Your subconscious mind is on autopilot. Your subconscious mind is making decisions every single day, every single second. The sympathetic nervous the sympathetic nervous system, and I don't want to get too deep into the science of it, but I can. But in your sympathetic nervous system and how it responds to the external environment around you and the internal dialogue that you have, it is having an effect on the physical body. And so from an epigenetic standpoint, you're changing the environment of the physical body. And when you change the environment of the physical body, when you change the environment, you change the gene, or you change how the gene expresses itself. See, genes are just genes. Some people believe that you can just, you continue, I was born this way, I inherited this. Okay, right, I get it. But science has shown us that things have changed a whole lot. Man Cave says, wow, this is so me. I never had anxiety until my dizziness. And so that anxiety has such a huge effect on the physical body. So when you change the neurochemical makeup of the physical body, you're changing the environment. And so when you change the environment of the physical body, you have an effect on how genes affect themselves, how they express themselves. So the gene is either going to turn on or it's going to turn off. It's going to express itself in all types of ways. And so again, it's either going to turn on or it's going to turn off. And so when you have, if you're predisposed, because let's just say Cancer runs in my family. And I'm not disrespecting, I'm not being disrespectful as I'm doing the air quotes. But when you say that you have, yeah, oh yeah, and Mimi, hold that for a second. Oh yeah, because that's a good one right there. That's a good one. When when you hold on to things for so long, you're, from an epigenetic standpoint, you are shaping an environment that is conducive for cancers. You're shaping an environment that is conducive for cardiovascular disease. Inflammation is the is at the root of most illnesses. Many of us already know that. How many people already know that inflammation is at the root of most illnesses? And because inflammation is at the root of most illnesses, well, what is causing the inflammation? Yes, some of the food that we're eating that causes inflammation. It's inflammatory. But because of our mental state and our emotional state, we create an environment that causes us to have that same experience of inflammation, that because of the cortisol that is released into the bloodstream. And what Mimi just said is how you speak to yourself and what you claim. What you claim. Let me go back to it. Another mistake we make is claiming illness as mine. Like we say, my anxiety. How many people have ever heard somebody say my anxiety or my blood pressure or my diverticulitis or my this? Yeah, preservatives, artificial ingredients. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. All of those things, Michelle, are definitely the things that we wrestle with. All of them. And so we have, we say my back pain or my migraines or my this or my that. You're literally claiming that these things exist. And when you're giving beingness and power and embodying those things, because here's the tough part. Thank you for that, Mimi. Because always remember, the universe does not give us what we ask for. It gives us based upon how we see ourselves. It's how we see ourselves. The universe does not give to us based upon what we ask for. It gives to us based upon how we see ourselves. And so if you're claiming a thing and you're saying, my anxiety, my nerves, my high blood pressure, my heart condition, my this, you're literally identifying with that state of being and embodying it. So guess what? The universe says, oh, so this is what you want to experience? Bam, I got you. Let me give it all to you. You're giving it energy. You're giving it beingness. So therefore, where your focus goes, energy flows. And where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. If that makes sense, y'all put yes in the chat. If that makes sense, because I want to make sure that this resonates with you, and the reason why I'm pounding this part home is because I need you to understand that how you speak to yourself every day is so important. How you whisper to yourself. And there's a part of you that is going to have to change internally. Thank y'all, everybody. Thank you. There's a part of you that is going to have to change. Thank you, Mimi. Thank you, Mimi. Oh, listen, when y'all start doing that, I start teaching better. I promise you. See, watch that. See, I start teaching better. Here it is. So when y'all, when you understand, thank you, Britt. When you understand that your subconscious is a program. It is the program of your life. It is the program of your being. And as that program of your life, it is constantly running. Thank you, Britt. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mimi. As it is constantly running. Think about it. Think about it like this. Your subconscious mind is like your computer. And your computer is always going to have a what? It's going to have an outcome. This is a tithe-giving message. Thank you, Man Cave. I truly appreciate the tithe. I do. And so listen. So your subconscious mind is like your subconscious mind is very much like a computer. It is like a computer program. It is like a computer program. And that program is constantly running, right? Just like what's running right now, this app that's running is a program, and how it runs is going to determine how the output or the outcome. Do you have to think about how this app is working right now? We don't even have to think about it. It is just doing what it does based upon its programming. The algorithm is doing what it does based upon its algorithm, based upon its programming. If you want to change the outcome of the algorithm, you have to change the programming of the algorithm, right? And so, if that's the case, it's the same thing with the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is running on autopilot, and it is constantly giving you the thing that you're experiencing called life. And so if you're not vibing with the life that you're experiencing right now, that means you have to change the programming to get a different outcome. To think that you can get a different outcome, to think that you can get a different outcome by doing the same thing over and over again. And I'm not talking consciously, I'm talking subconsciously, the things that you're not even aware of. So your this anxiety thing, do you have to tell anybody ever experienced anxiety? If you've ever experienced anxiety, put yes in the chat. Me. Put me up here. If you've ever experienced anxiety, put me in the chat. If you've ever experienced, did you, now here's the thing. Now here's another question. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. If you have experienced anxiety before, did you have to tell yourself to have that moment? Did you have to tell yourself, say, self, have anxiety right now? Did you have to do that? What's the response? Is it no? You didn't have to tell. No, you didn't have to tell. So what does that mean? It's on autopilot. It is a part of the autonomic nervous system. It is a responsive thing. It is a part of the programming. So guess what? If you experience anxiety, there's something that causes the anxiety that is written within the programming of your subconscious mind. And so until you change the programming, you will still encounter moments where you have those moments of anxiety, because that's right, it's on autopilot. On autopilot. It's on autopilot. So therefore, that's why the power of hypnosis is so relevant to the transformation of so many people. That's why it's so relevant and transformational for so many people. All right, here we go. Let's keep going. We got work to do today, y'all. We're doing good though. We're doing good. Self-talk that carries fear produces cortisol. The subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between imagination and reality, making internal dialogue a powerful tool for either healing or hurting yourself. I'm going to say that again. The subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between what you're imagining and what is so-called reality. It cannot tell between what is going on inside and what you're experiencing outside. It sees both of them as the same thing. It sees both of them as the same thing. Your subconscious mind, I'm going to say it again, your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between what is imagining and what it is experiencing as reality. It sees it as the same thing. And because it sees it as the same thing, you can use that as a tool. You can use it as a tool to change your experience. You can change the programming. And so when you change that, you can use that as a tool to literally shift to healing. That's why we have the experience here at the Oasis Mind Spa. When people come into the Mind Spa and they're experiencing certain maladies. You know, I'm not going to get into the details, but I know some of the folks that are on here that are part of the Oasis Mind Spa. I don't have to. They're cool with me sharing this. There are many of them who have presented with certain maladies. Some have presented with very serious cardiovascular diseases. Some have had autoimmune diseases. Some have presented with MS. Some have presented with kidney disease. And I'll tell you right now, after a few sessions, after after a few sessions and they had to go speak to their doctor. They didn't understand. The doctor didn't understand why they no longer saw lesions on the brain. They didn't understand why. It's epigenetics. It's just epigenetics. You can call it a miracle, you can call it all kinds of stuff. But at the end of the day, you change the environment, you change how the gene expresses itself. That is the very nature of all of it. And so here it is. We're tapping away. We're at the top of the hour. I've gotten so, I was so excited. We're at the top of the hour. Go ahead and pull your calendars out. Pull your calendars out, pull your calendars out, pull your calendars out. That's it. That's right. You are hung by the tongue. So you have life, you have the power of life or death in your tongue. You can speak all kinds of power over yourself. You can change so many things. And so we have, it's not, our ancestors and the elders have been teaching us this for millennia. But now we have the ability through science to explain scientifically what they've been telling us all along. There's scriptures that have told us that there's power in the tongue, that you have the ability to speak life or death over yourself. We didn't understand that. We just thought it was just some little cute statement, but it is scientifically proven that how you speak to yourself speaks so many volumes, and it impacts the physical well-being of your physical body. It does. So we're nearing the top of the hour. Listen, this is absolutely great. We're tapping away. We're already at 67,000 likes. Thank you so very, very, very much. Pull out your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. Pull them out. Let's go. Every day, every Monday. And so this Monday coming, you all, if you are a part of the Oasis. So there are 3 ways to engage with us here. Okay, don't go anywhere. There are 3 ways to engage with us here. There are 3 ways. The first way to engage with us is just coming here on live as often as you can. Right now, we're going Monday through Friday from 12 to 2. That's again every day, Monday through Friday from 12 to 2, right here on this live where we're having these empowering conversations. The second level of engagement is that you say, this is my vibe. This might be my tribe. I want to be a part of the Oasis. The Oasis is our channel on Discord. Okay. That's our channel on Discord. If you want to be a part of the Oasis and you want to be a part of the channel on Discord, it's super, super easy. All you have to do is to become a super fan right here on TikTok. And as you become a super fan right here on TikTok, you automatically get put into the Oasis. And again, that's our channel on Discord. Now, if you might say, AD, I'm having a technical situation or financial difficulties, and I'm trying to get into the Oasis and I need help. So you can either reach out to myself, or you can reach out to Fine Wine or Mimi, our moderators, or Janae here on YouTube, and they will get you into the Oasis. They will get you into the Oasis. And once you get into the Oasis, you have Monday morning, and this is where we get it. Every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are having our Monday morning meditation. And it is a powerful meditation time. It's just about 20-30 minutes. You don't want to miss it. It's about 20 minutes. You come in and we set some intentions for the day, for the week, and it's really empowering, so you don't want to miss it. The other thing that we have is that inside of the Oasis, we have guided meditations that are pre-recorded. We have pre-recorded hypnosis sessions, and so you can listen to those. We are in there. It's a community of us that are just trying to do better and to be better. Folks that vibe that just like you, and so you're more than welcome to be a part of that, so I invite you to be a part of it. Then the highest level of engagement, thank you, Jazz, for grabbing that daily heart meet. Thank you, Naeem, for the rose. The highest level of, our synergy is everything. Thank you so much, Janae. And so here's the great thing. The highest level of engagement with us is the Oasis Mind Spa. If you want to become a part of the Oasis Mind Spa, what does that mean? That means you're either working with me one-on-one, or you've been a part of our virtual hypnosis experience. Now, this is where you need to pull out your calendars. All right, pull it out. This month, I am hosting a virtual hypnosis experience. I'm hosting a virtual hypnosis experience, and the theme for this month is walking the power to walk in miracles. All of us want to walk in miracles. All of us need shift. All of us need shift, change, growth, becoming better, whatever it is. But there's a miracle that we're looking for. So go ahead and do the registration. And yeah, what's the day? The 16th? Yeah, we're good. We're good. And so on Wednesday, January the 28th, that is Wednesday, January the 28th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am hosting that virtual hypnosis experience, and it is going to be absolutely powerful. The registration for that virtual hypnosis experience is normally $95, but if you want to be on there, you can get it. You can get it today for $49. And all you have to do is when you do the registration, the discount code is, thank you, Mimi. Thank you, Fine Wine. Thank you. I see you right there. Thank you, Janae. It is OMS 49. So when you do the registration, and I don't have to tell you where to go to do the registration, there it is. Just you know where to go. People tell you where to go all of the time. It's the same place. And so when you do the virtual hypnosis experience registration, all you have to do is put OMS 49 in the discount code section, and you get it for $49. So again, that is January the 28th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope to see you guys there. It is going to be absolutely transformational. The power to walk in miracles. It's going to change the programming of your subconscious mind. It's going to put you in a space where you begin to become the better version of yourself. So you don't want to miss it. And so here's the other thing. If anybody want to work with me one-on-one, because what I'm doing is I'm sharing the highest level of engagement here. I'm going to put this up here for a few seconds. If you want to work with me one-on-one, I just put a form down here at the very bottom. Can y'all see this? I just put a form down here at the very bottom of it. Go ahead. It's going to be there for the next 20 seconds. And when it goes away, it's this little orange thing. And if you can't see it, Naima, if you can't see it, it's this little orange kind of arrow thing, and you can click on that, and you have access to it. So there it is. So if you want to be a part of, if you want to work with me one-on-one, and listen, let me tell you something. Please only say that if you are serious, and I mean dead serious. Thank you, Mimi. Orange arrow bottom left. Orange arrow bottom left. Only if you're serious. If you're not, I cannot tell you how many people, maybe just people are bored or something, how many people actually fill it out and never complete the process. They never complete the intake questionnaire. They never come to their sessions. They will take up space on the calendar for people like you who really want to shift and change and to grow. So if you're serious, please, 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 only if you're serious. If you're just kind of jiving around and you're not interested, if you're not serious, don't do it. That's not for you. Just come on here and hang out and have fun. But if you're really ready to take your life to the next level and you're mentally, emotionally, and spiritually ready for that shift and change, yeah, serious inquiries only. Thank you so much, Fine Wine, for putting that on there. Thank you. And thank you, Naeem, for the roses. I appreciate it. Now, I'm going to put this up here, and I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apologize. But God bless us all. Here we go. If any part of what we've been talking about today, and then we're about to start back with our talk. If any part of what we've been talking about today resonates with you at any meaningful level, it came from this book that I authored. I only have 2 left. I woke up this morning and one was already gone. We had 3. Now we have 2. The foundation of the book, I wrote this book, Cracking the Abundance Code. There are only 2 copies left. And you guys buy me out every doggone month. Do y'all see the little white banner down here at the bottom where you can buy it in the TikTok shop? Right there. Go ahead and grab your copy of Cracking the Abundance Code. It is a powerful piece. And usually you're doing the work. You're doing the things that you need to do in order to become more wealthy, more abundant, more prosperous. You have your vision boards, you have your stuff. But the challenge is, unfortunately, many folks are misaligned. You're a vibrational mismatch. And so, and the only reason why most often you're a vibrational mismatch for the thing that you're trying to attract into your life, it is the reason why is because of some limiting beliefs that you might be holding on to. And so in the very first chapter, what am I talking about? I'm talking about limiting beliefs and how you recognize the limiting beliefs, how you recognize the limiting beliefs and how you move beyond them. So you make sure you want to grab your copy of Cracking the Abundance Code, and it's really really powerful understanding what those limiting beliefs are, so you can move beyond them. The very second chapter, the very next chapter, is on quantum leaping into your wealthy identity. That's right. That's what it is. Quantum leaping into your wealthy identity. And when you quantum leap, you don't have to be, this long drawn out thing that you have to do. So you definitely want to grab your copy of it. And as you grab your copy of Cracking the Abundance Code, listen, what I'm going to do, I'm going to sign it. I'm going to personalize it. I'm going to put your name in here, and I'm going to put a little gift inside. I'm going to ship this out to you ASAP. And so you don't want to miss it. It's a powerful tool that you need to have in your library. I only have 2 copies left. I spoke to the publisher this morning. We should have them back in a few. We should have them back very, very shortly. We should have them maybe within the next week or so. Within the next week or so, we should have them back. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that. Where are my meditation people at? Where are my meditation people at? Where you at? If you're a meditation person, put me in the chat. Put me in the chat. Let me help you. One of the things that we created, and I'm gonna share this real quick. I see you, Mimi. I see you, Jabs. We created these manifestation meditation candles, and this triple bliss set is a absolutely powerful piece. It really, really is. And so you want to grab your triple bliss set. These are 100% natural soy candles. They have a cotton wick. They are infused with essential oils that are in alignment with the intention for each candle. So this candle is for abundance. The abundance candle that smells good. It smells absolutely amazing. It is infused with lemongrass and bergamot, and it also has lodestone oil in it. If you're familiar with what a lodestone is, it is a magnet. So it literally has magnetic oil inside of each one of the candles so that it can help to draw, because we live in this energetic universe. It's to help you to draw that abundance into your space. All right. So we have the very first one in the triple bliss set is the abundance candle. It's my favorite candle because this is the one that I light all the time. The next one is the heal candle. The heal candle, it is absolutely amazing. Yes, I'm a dude, but at the same time, it is infused with essential rose oil. The rose oil, if you know anything about aromatherapy, it is designed to be it is one of the highest vibrational frequencies of any type oil like this, and it has a major effect on the physical body because it's about healing. So what'd you say? You say you burning yours now? Burning my candle right now during this live. Which one you burning? which candle are you burning? But the rose candle is very good. It's very, very powerful. It smells amazing. It has real rose petals on the inside of it. You don't want to miss the opportunity to create a very, very healing environment with it. So this one is the second one in the triple bliss set. And last but not least, rounding up the triple bliss set all together is the happy candle. You can't attract wealth and abundance and prosperity and you're not happy. So that's what this is all about. The happy candle, it is infused with lemon verbena. When you go to those high-end resorts and day spas and things like that, these are the things. This is what it's about. It's infused with that lemon verbena, and again, it's alignment. It's in alignment with being happy, those high vibrational feelings, and all that good stuff. So you want to have this in your meditation time. And again, these are not just smell good candles. I'm telling you right now, they're intention-based candles. And so whatever it is that you're looking to experience in your life, what you're looking to attract, this is what you definitely want to have. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and unpin it. And we're going to keep talking. We're going to keep going on our conversation because we got a lot of work to cover. We got a lot of ground to cover in the next few minutes. We really, really do. And so I am going to remove those from the live. Let me do this. Boom, 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 boom. And one more. And we are back in business. Boom. All right, here we go. We are back in business. So how often do you speak to your body with the same patience and love you would speak to a child? Healing your nervous system is a good thing. Thank you, Trinity, for sharing that. Trinity has so many triple bliss sets. She probably had how many? She's ordered at least 7, 6, 5, 6, 7 sets. Trinity has them. But literally, how often do you speak to your body with the same patience and compassion that you would speak to a child? And so it's so important that you're how you speak to yourself, because that's going to determine so much. Repeated self messages create identity patterns. Repeated self messages create identity patterns, and those patterns shape physical behavior, habits, cravings, stress responses. Speaking to the body with kindness can reduce inflammation, support weight release, improve sleep, strengthen emotional resilience. A person that is, for example, a person that is whispering to yourself, my body is healing beautifully, often notices lower tension and better digestion in their system, better sleep at night. When you change the environment, you change the gene. And you change how the gene expresses itself. If y'all are ready for part 4, put 4 in the chat. Let's go, let's go. If you are ready for part 4, put 4 in the chat. Oh, I'm not going to keep you long today. Excellent. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, Sunshine. I see you over here. Thank you, Sammy. The 3 frequencies of self-talk. The 3 frequencies of self-talk. Survival language, scarcity language, and sovereign language. Now, this is big. This is big. If you got pens and paper and all that stuff, go ahead and pull your pens and paper and all of that. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Amy. Pull it out. Here we go. This language, what you speak to the body, we've laid the foundation for it. What you speak to the body and how you speak to the body, it matters. What you say to yourself, it matters. So again, the 3 frequencies of self-talk, the ones that we're going to focus on today: survival language, scarcity language, and sovereign language. Here we go. Survival language. Survival language whispers fear, doubt. Survival, let's look at it from a vibrational frequency standpoint. Frequency of survival language. The words, remember, every word has a frequency. Everything has an electromagnetic influence on your electromagnetic field. And so what you say, it does matter. So the language of survival is of a lower vibrational frequency. Struggle is of a lower vibrational frequency. Survival doesn't feel good. Does survival feel good? Does survival feel good? That's a no, right? If it's a no, put no in the chat. Survival does not feel good. Survival, struggle, going through, dealing with scarcity, that does not feel good. So survival language, it whispers fear, doubt, or danger. Because we're in survival. When you're surviving, you're literally trying to stay alive. Does that make sense? You're literally trying to stay alive. That's what survival is. So survival language are words that you're whispering to yourself that embrace fear. Teresa says, I've been in survival mode my whole life. And Teresa, let me say this to you, Teresa. That's not natural. That's not what it's supposed to be. But guess what? You are so not alone. There are so many of us who have had seasons of living a life of survival. You were born into a survival mode. You were born into a tribe that spoke the language of survival, and all they talked about was money and the lack thereof. There was never enough. There was never enough. And you were always moving from paycheck to paycheck, from moment to moment, and situation to situation. And so that language is debilitating. So again, survival language, when you speak those words to yourself, those words are always wrapped in fear, doubt, or danger, causing the subconscious to stay stuck. To stay stuck in a hypervigilant and emotional reactivity. So when you're hypervigilant And when you're in an emotional state where you're constantly are reactive and reactionary, not, and remember, I said it yesterday, when you're living a life and it is reactionary, you're not living a life of destiny, you're living a life based upon circumstances. And so, because you're not living a life of destiny, you're living a life of circumstances. That means a reactionary reality is constant. And that constant state of survival, and you're always in fear, you're always worried, you're always doubtful. That's the internal dialogue that's going on. So, since that is the internal dialogue that's going on, the outside is going to mirror that which is going on the inside. So, until you change the internal dialogue, until you change the internal dialogue, you will continue to get the same thing over and over again. But the beautiful thing is, the reason why you're here today is it's time for you to shift and change that internal dialogue. And I'm going to show you how. All right, so that hypervigilance is constant. So everybody sees how this hypervigilance and how this survival language is going to keep you in a low vibrational state of existence. Here's the next one. Here's the next language. Scarcity language. Scarcity language. And this is where you begin to see yourself in this moment. Scarcity language whispers unworthiness. Scarcity language whispers unworthiness. Comparison, always comparing yourself to somebody else. Comparing your situation to the person's situation down the street, your family member, your friend. Comparing what you see on social media, comparing their successes to your successes. Always comparing. Comparing is a thief. So it's constantly whispering unworthiness, comparison, and self-minimizing beliefs, limiting emotional healing and physical ease. That's what it does. It limits your emotional healing, and it limits how you can heal the physical body. How well do you rest when you're stressed? We very seldom rest when we're at that heightened state of, yeah, generational scarcity is big. Many of us, you're right. Many of us, right, Janae? Many of us did. Yep, and said the same thing that Sammy says. Her whole life has been. And so when you're in that state, you can't sleep. When you can't sleep, how can you heal? Because when you have restful sleep, the restful sleep allows for restorative health. You begin to heal from a cellular level. You begin to feel better. You begin to do better. But the problem is we're in that constant state of survival. We're in a constant state of scarcity. So the language that we speak to ourselves is a debilitating one, and it's also cyclical. We wind up experiencing the same thing over and over again. Again, feeling unworthy and all of that. Now, here's where the change happens. Here's where the change happens. Sovereign language. Sovereign language, when you're sovereign, meaning you have the power, you have the ability to speak life over yourself. You have that ability, but you don't walk in it. But when you are sovereign, you walk in the ability to speak life over yourself. Sovereign language whispers capacity, clarity, safety, and identity. I'm going to say that again. Sovereign language whispers capacity, capability, clarity, safety, and identity, guiding the self-conscious toward healing and expansion. It's guiding it towards healing and expansion. You're growing, you're becoming, you're being the better version of yourself. That's why it's so important for you ladies to rest. And that's why, because many of us were trained, we were raised in cultures, and we were raised in families where rest was looked upon as lazy. Anybody ever been in a thing where in a family or in a relationship where you resting was a problem? Where if you rested too much or too long, you were lazy. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Thank you, Juju. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Mimi. There it is. Come on. Thank you, Monique. Thank you, Trinity. Thank you, Jabs. Constantly being reminded that, Yeah, made to feel guilty because you're resting, and then you actually feel guilty for taking a nap. You had to be sick in order to take a nap. And so here's the tough ride. Thank you, Sunshine. Thank you, Janae. And that's the tough part about it. Our culture is one that we believe that we have to be constantly performing. Didn't even get a sick nap time. Wow. We have to constantly be performing. We have to constantly be on stage. We have to constantly be doing something. You have to, many of you didn't even get a chance. You had a baby and then immediately you are back to work. Anybody know what I'm talking about? You had your first child and immediately you back to work. Doggone near the same week. You have to have rest. You have to have time. See, look, thank you. Trinity, Tammy. And so this whole performing piece, we have to be performative and that our worth and our value is based upon our performance. And so when you live and you're raised and you're bred in a culture that is constantly judging and determining how great you are or how worthy you are of a thing based on performance, that's one of the worst things that you can do, especially when you're being raised in a survival mode or a scarcity mode. I was working 48 hours after my son. Wow. Wow. Okay, here we go. Which inner language do you recognize most in yourself? Oh, come on now. Listen, and Sunshine over here on YouTube says a day after graduation, you must go to work. No rest. Survival mode isn't nice at all. No, survival mode is not nice at all. It doesn't feel good. It's not comfortable. It's not comfortable. It's not comfortable. Sovereign language creates coherence between the heart and the mind, aligning the nervous system with healing. How you talk to yourself from a sovereign standpoint. It whispers capacity, capability, clarity, safety, identity, guiding the subconscious toward healing and expansion. The universe responds to the energetic tone behind your words, echoing the law of vibration. What does it say? Vibration first, form second. Vibration first, form second. Thank you, Teresa. I'm glad you're up in here. The sovereign language creates coherence between the heart, the mind, aligning the nervous system with healing. The universe again responds to energetic tone behind your words. Energetic tone, the emotional implications behind it. And because the emotional implications behind it, what is emotion? Emotion is energy in motion. And so the universe responds to that based on the law of vibration. Vibration first, form second. So based upon the vibration that you're emitting from yourself, you're literally drawing into your space that which you experience as reality. And it also goes along with the law of assumption, because that which you assume about yourself as real, it shows up in your life. What do we say? Where your focus goes, energy flows. Where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. Where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. And that's predicated by your focus. That's it. Little fake Keanu, you might want to go on somewhere. You won't last 2 seconds in here. I can promise you that. You may just go on and remove yourself. Oh gosh, that was fun. So choosing sovereign language activates the subconscious to create new emotional patterns. New emotional. Oh shoot, he survived. I knew he wasn't gonna survive. Y'all knew it too. Happy Friday, happy Friday, little buddy. Happy Friday. Listen, our moderators don't play the radio. I'm just gonna tell you right now. Gotta go, gotta go. Yeah. Did I just catch you saying something? Gotta go. Gotta go. Did you say something crazy? Shoot. I think Mimi, Fine Wine, and Janae, they're racing to the button. They just can't wait to chop somebody's head off. Yeah. Did I just see somebody say something crazy? Cut your head off. Okay, all right, I'm back. I'm sorry. Choosing sovereign language. Choosing sovereign language activates the subconscious to create new emotional patterns and new physical experiences. You, as Mimi would say, it's better to go play in the street or go play in traffic than to do that. All right, all right, all right. Here we go. Here we go. Choosing sovereign language activates the subconscious to create new emotional patterns and new physical experiences. And so, like when you say certain things, when you say new things, like I handle challenges with grace and ease. Yes, that's right. We protect eyes. Thank you, Janae. That's it. I handle challenges with grace. It literally becomes a subconscious command that reduces emotional overwhelm. That's what it does. All right, if y'all are ready for part 5, put 5 in the chat. Oh, we almost about here, y'all. It's Friday. And I hope y'all do something amazing for yourselves. I promise you, I hope you do. Ooh, it's going to be wonderful. Ooh, it's wonderful. Here we go. Whispering to the subconscious through emotional intelligent self-language. Emotionally intelligent self-talk acknowledges the hurt, but speaks from the healed version of self. This is for you. Come on. Here we go. Come on, sunshine. Come on. This is for our folks. Here we go. It's Friday and a 3-day weekend. Oh, don't threaten you with a good time. Here it is. Emotionally intelligent self-talk acknowledges the hurt, but it speaks from a healed version of self. Whispering to the subconscious requires softness. Whispering to the subconscious requires what? Softness, compassion, kindness, almost as if, when you talk to a kid, when you talk to a little child, when you talk to a toddler, you don't yell at the toddler. You don't beat them up. You speak to them in softness, consistency, and emotional truth, not forcing or pressuring, but kindness, softness, sweetness. That's how that works. Healing self-talk includes reassurance, identity statements. Healing self-talk includes reassurance, identity statements, and compassionate reframes that the subconscious can accept. Let's talk about these real quick. Let's go down. Let's talk about these real quick because that's really important. Healing self-talk includes reassurance. Reassurance. Simply saying, you know what? Everything is okay. In this moment, you may be feeling a little lost. In this moment, your bank account may not be the way you want it to look, but it's okay. Everything will work out. Everything will work out. These are, if you want to write some things down, write this down. Everything will work out. It always does. Everything will work out. Thank you, Monica. Thank you. So, again, that self-talk, that healing self-talk, the very first thing is reassurance. Reassure yourself that everything is okay and will continue to be okay. Identity statements. I am that guy. That no matter what's going on, I will always be that dude. No matter what happens in this world, I am happy, I am healthy, I am healed, I am whole. So you use the I am statements. So these identity statements, because what? I got you. Thank you so much, Danae. Much love. Do what you got to do. We'll see you later. Thank you, love. So the identity statements, those I am statements. Everything will work out. I am successful. I am happy. I am healed. I am whole. I am always becoming. I am becoming the best version of myself. So reassuring statements, identity statements, and compassionate reframes. Listen, be compassionate. It's okay. I'm cool. I'm cool. Everything is fine. I'm just having a moment. I'm just having a moment. So show compassion for yourself. And these things can be accepted very, very easily by the subconscious mind when you talk to yourself that way. Talk to yourself as if you're talking to your brand new baby. So you know how the baby just crying and just crying, but it's just the sweetest and the cutest little thing. Come on, baby, just everything all right. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. All right, come on, daddy baby. Come on, big baby. Talk to yourself. Now you may not use those exact words, but be compassionate with yourself. Because as you're compassionate with yourself, your subconscious mind, that softness, it wears away the roughness, the toughness. Water weareth the marble. That consistent, soft touch, that soft language that you speak to yourself, it's going to reframe everything. Whispering to the subconscious is the art of speaking to yourself the way love would speak to you. Just, kind of let that soak in for a moment. Let that soak in for a moment. Whispering to your subconscious is the art of speaking to yourself the way love, and that's with a capital L, love would speak to you. Words become seeds and emotion becomes the water. Words become seeds, words become seeds, words become seeds, emotion becomes the water, and together they produce an internal harvest. Together, they produce an internal harvest. Your words are the seeds. Your emotions are the water. The seeds. Say that again. I'm going to say that again. Words become the seed. The word becomes the seed. Words become the seed and emotion becomes the water. And together they produce an internal harvest. They produce a harvest that you will be the beneficiary of. And again, that works both ways. That works both ways. So when you speak to yourself and you speak to yourself in a rough tone, those words are the seeds that you plant deep within your subconscious. And the emotions that you experience, they water it, they nurture it. And as you water and nurture it, it produces a harvest that you will one day be the beneficiary of. So guess what? Hey, Leslie, good to see you up in here. You better plant some seeds that are beautiful. Plant some seeds that are positive. Plant some seeds of abundance. Plant some seeds of compassion. Plant some seeds of self-love. Plant some seeds. Internal whispers are more powerful than external affirmations. Thank you. Thank you every day. Internal whispers are more powerful than external affirmations because they bypass resistance and go straight to the identity. It goes straight to it. Whispering, I'm safe now, can calm old trauma responses more efficiently and more effective than any surface level affirmations. Excuse me. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. So if you're gonna write anything down, write that down, write that down, write that down. Don't miss the opportunity to make that a part of your, your daily thoughts. Words become seeds and emotion. Thank you. Oh man, we're almost at 100K. Look at that. Well, I thought we'd have been like at 150K at the rate that we were going before. But it's okay, it's okay. Here we go. Words become seeds and and emotion becomes the water, and together they produce an internal harvest. If y'all are ready for part 6, put 6 in the chat. We wrapping this thing up. We got a few more minutes. Yeah, we almost up out of here. Ooh, this is good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we're going to get into, some of the practical methods for whispering healing into the subconscious mind. Speaking in first person. Present tense, identity statements that literally guide the subconscious into new patterns. Emotional imagery. Begin to see yourself as healed. See yourself as happy. See yourself as prosperous and abundant. See that. Because remember, the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's imagined and what's real. It doesn't know the difference. It just knows what it sees. And so what it sees in that, yet there you go, quantum jumping. They look at you every day. I see you, I see you. And so as you begin to quantum leap, I'm gonna go ahead and speak in that vernacular. You're quantum leaping by virtue of the imagery that you're using. Because where your focus goes, energy flows, and energy flows. Where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. What's happening? You become the observer. The observer effect. The observer effect collapses timelines and causes you to quantum leap into the new version of yourself that's aligned with the new vibration, aligned with a new identity. Because when you have a new identity, that means you have new words, you have new thoughts, you have new emotions, you have all of those things. There you go. Thank you, every day. I'm glad you're up in here. I'm glad you're up in here. Emotional imagery strengthens neural pathways. Emotional imagery strengthens neural pathways. Emotional imagery strengthens neural pathways by giving the subconscious symbols that they can hold on to. It gives them symbols. So when you have that imagery, and you hold that means that subconscious has something to anchor itself to. That's why visual, the language of the brain, the language of the subconscious mind is imagery. It's language. It's imagery. Humor, poking fun at yourself. You hear me talk about it all the time. Humor disrupts heavy conversations internally. Humor also disrupts the subconscious patterns that are heavy, making the mind more receptive to healing language. Whisper phrases before you go to sleep at nighttime. Whisper those constant phrases. Whisper those gentle nudges to yourself at nighttime before you go to bed. Doing that, it creates a deep subconscious reprogramming because the mind enters theta state. As it begins to enter into that theta state, you can begin to tap into the subconscious mind and to reprogram it. And so that's why it's very, very important that before you go to sleep, I'm terrible for it. Having Harry Potter playing at nighttime before I go to sleep. Having certain movies and things playing. It's best to go to sleep to a little music. It's best to go to sleep, do a little meditation to set some intentions before you get into those altered states of consciousness. Yeah. The dream state, those different levels of consciousness, because you have four primary states. You have beta, alpha, theta, and delta. And so beta is right now. Beta is us having these conversations. So beta, then alpha. Alpha is the quieting of the mind. And you begin to slip into that alpha state. That alpha state is where change begins. And so you get into that alpha state. You're slowing down the cycles of the brain. It slows down even more. You get into theta. And theta is absolutely you're in this dream state. You're dreaming your butt off. Delta, you're out of here. There's no dreaming. That is when you have left this third dimensional platform and you're drifting off somewhere else. We're not going to have that conversation today. That's another time. So gentle self-talk can be paired with breath. So when you do breath work, touch over your heart, place your hand over your heart, say certain words, have visualizations that go along with it. Those are the things that will impact the subconscious mind at a meaningful level. Speaking to yourself as a future. You're speaking to your future self. And as you speak to that future version of yourself, it can whisper, shift, and change and cause you to quantum leap into that version of you. You always in theta. I got you. The beta, alpha, deltas, them my girls. You know what? Something wrong with you, Antoine. That's why you sitting there to the back of the room. That's why you in the back right now. You sitting up there talking about deltas. We not talking about them type of deltas. But that's not what we talking about. But I get it. You can't help yourself. That's why you in the back of the room. Going on back there. You Fine Wine, and Mimi. That's why you're back there. All right, let's go. All right, here we go. If y'all are ready for part 7, we almost up out of here. Here we go. Put 7 in the chat, y'all. Put 7 in the chat. We're almost out of here. Rewriting the body's narrative through subconscious whispering. So you can rewire it. You can rewire it. Thank you so much. I see y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The body holds those emotional memories that respond to compassionate dialogue. It responds to it. Your body is going to respond to it. Whispering healing to the body creates real physical shifts and changes over time. So like this morning as I was waking up, I was starting to feel some old people pains. And as you start to feel the old people pains, I started to whisper to myself. I said, you know what? I feel like sunshine is running through my entire body. Y'all do that. Try that for a second. That's a good thing. Listen, thank you, Carlito. I'm glad. That man, you just made my day. I like to hear that. Carlito said, I've made a lot of internal shifts in this live. Thank you. I love to hear that. Delisa, what's going on? What you doing on in here? I'm sorry you missed it. So you know what to do. Just go to the Oasis and watch the replays. Here we go. What was I? Where was I at? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Whispering healing into the body creates real physical shifts over time. I was telling y'all how I was whispering to myself because I was having those old people pains this morning. And I said, oh, it feels like sunshine flooding through myself. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you. Aloha to you. Thank you. I truly appreciate that, Fletcher. Well, send us some of that sunshine. How about that? Because it's cold. It's cold here, and on over here on the continent side. It's cold. It's cold over here. Send us some sun. All of that. Talking about you over there. Talking about aloha. We need some aloha heat. It's cold. But thank you so very much. We appreciate that. And I know Monique can understand it because she likes to travel and be all kinds of places. That's where she like to be. That's for real. And send some to Alabama too. Thank you for the sunshine, Fletcher. We appreciate it. Florida isn't for the cold. No, it's not for the cold. It's the devil. We don't like it cold here. We don't. You still here? You still here, Janae? I thought you were gone. All right, so let's keep going. When the subconscious mind receives messages of safety, the body begins to repair, release, relax, and restore. Healing becomes easier when the subconscious receives consistent messages of certainty, hope, and emotional coherence. All of these things lead to healing. All of these things lead to a better state of well-being for us. Epigenetics begins to step into play, and we can change the way we're experiencing it. Thank you. Listen, thank you, Jabs. Thank you. What country are you in again, Jabs? I know you're on the continent of Africa. I can't remember. What's it? I can't remember. Make us remember, Jabs. And I won't ask you that again because I'm going to remember. Give it to me. Where are you from? Where are you at? Healing becomes easier when the subconscious receives consistent messages of certainty. Good. No, we're doing great, man. We're doing great. Thank you, Nerf. We're doing great. Here we go. You got to go to work? Okay. All right, now. We'll see you every day. Kenya. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thank you from Kenya. Yeah, we'll take some of that Kenyan sun all day long. I promise you we'll take it. We'll take it. And so here's the thing, and then we'll wrap up. We'll wrap up. And we're right at the top of the hour, so it's absolutely perfect. Thank you. Creating a daily inner dialogue, that language that awakens healing within you, emotionally and physically. So consistency is more powerful than intensity, and that's the greatest thing. Intensity, consistency. You have to be consistent with your intentions about that. You have to be consistent. Whispering those identity-based languages and things. This is the greatest. This is this one of the things that you'll notice when you're a part of the Oasis Mind Spa. You'll always hear me say that this is the greatest season of your life, not just because I say so, but because you have decided that you're ready to become the best version of yourself right now. When you are so serious about you being the better version of you, when you sell out to this type practice every single day, you'll see miraculous things begin to happen in your life. You absolutely will. You will see healing happening in your body. You will see healing happening in your bank account, because the very first step is awareness. I was my best self when I was borderline arrogant. Don't be borderline arrogant, be all the way in. Celebrate yourself. And see, that's where we begin to make mistakes, Antoine. We allow life to make us play it small. We allow life to make us play it small. We allow that internal dialogue of scarcity and lack and want, and it causes us to sacrifice our sovereignty. If you that dude, be that dude. If you that chick, be that chick. Walk in your power, walk in your strength, walk in your authenticity. That internal dialogue is absolutely powerful. And so hopefully you remember that awareness is the beginning. Awareness is the beginning of whatever shift that you're going to make. And so slow down on the external stimuli. Slow down on having those voices that are constantly in your head that are negative. Recognize them. Don't resist them. Don't fuss at yourself. But just embrace them. And bit by bit, moment by moment, day by day, shift and beauty and healing will happen in your life because you say so. You have the power in your tongue to speak life or death to yourself. You have it. And as you speak more life to yourself, more life will show up, because where your focus goes, energy flows. And where your energy flows, manifestation soon follows. And right now we are focusing on having the greatest life ever. And then we're going to seal this day with one simple thing: gratitude. Because what do we say about gratitude? Gratitude is the great summoner for whatever it is that we're grateful for. We'll attract an abundance of it into our lives. And right now we're grateful for life itself. We're grateful for everybody on this live. We're grateful for friends. We're grateful for family. We're grateful for the abundance that continues to show up in our hands, in our bank accounts. And, on this live, we're thankful. I'm thankful for all of you guys. So thank you, Wushu. I truly appreciate you. And as we get ready, we getting ready to kick off our after party here on TikTok. So don't y'all go anywhere. My people on YouTube, thank you so very much. Thank you, Sunshine. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all you all. You all are absolutely freaking amazing. Thank you, Janae, for doing what you do. Thank you, Sammy. I don't know if you're still on, but thank you for your generous gift today. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate y'all. So we'll be back on Monday. Make sure that you're back on Monday. Because we're going to do what we do. So we getting ready to do it. You're more than welcome to come over here on TikTok where we kick off our after party, and it's Friday. So we love y'all. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. And we will see y'all next Monday. So enjoy your weekend. Do something special for yourself and love on yourself just a little bit more. I promise you, you'll be thankful for it.